This is the Average to Savage podcast with Paul Guarino. Everyone and anyone, athletes, celebs, and much more.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Average Savage podcast. Our special guest today is Lexie Brown. Lexie, how's it going?
Good. How many episodes? 3 or 4 of me being
6.
on here? 6? We've done 6?
It's 6. Well, whatever. Isn't that this is your 6th season in the league, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. That's so crazy.
Yeah, we're old.
That's so crazy.
Wait, you're 30?
29.
All right, next year we'll talk about being 30. Because I'm 31 and it's weird. All right, so I saw you you're on Gilbert Arenas' podcast now, or show. I don't know what the definition anymore is, but so how did that come about, and how are you liking it so far?
Yeah, we're changing the game. I love that. It's actually funny because I don't know if you remember when I tried to do my little live show pre-COVID or whenever that was, and it didn't work out, obviously, because I got cut, and I was like, all right, let me lock into basketball real quick. So this came about because I want to say Josiah, who is our host, he is like a big NBA Twitter guy. So we had been following each other for a while on Twitter, and then we like started interacting and stuff. You know, I'm way more loved on NBA Twitter rather than WNBA Twitter. Unfortunately, that is my sad reality. But I thrive in NBA Twitter. So I just started like tweeting a lot and interacting more with those people in NBA Twitter. And basically just became like one of like the female NBA Twitter people. And it just was cool that I was a current WNBA player. So Gil and Josiah started the show. It was just them two. And then back in April of this year, I was on the show once before our season started and loved it. And I thought it was like going to be like a every now and again thing. But then they asked me if I could, sign on for the whole season, but I couldn't because we're just about to start our season and we filmed during practice time. So I was like, we'll link back up again when my season's over. So that's kind of what happened. They stayed true to their word, and now I'm on there twice a week, and I love it, and I'm having a blast.
Yeah, dope. And then I know last college basketball season you did some analyst work. So how was that?
That was really fun too. That was a cool experience. I wasn't expecting to start doing analyst work this early. I thought that was going to be more of like a post basketball career thing I was going to do, but I had a lot of fun covering the ACC. The talent last year was great. It was really fun covering those girls. Unfortunately, a lot of them ended up a lot of the girls that I really enjoyed covering transferred. So honestly, in the off season, I was kind of like, dang, who am I going to cover this year in the ACC? Because there's only 2 or 3 girls left in the ACC that I really thought highly of. With my basketball GM mind, So, I'm in LA now, and they film in Connecticut, so the logistics of it just wasn't, going to work. So
Yeah, I know you love Connecticut.
Man, and then I think they was trying to get me to stay for Thursday and Sundays, which means I would have been there Thursday to Sunday, and I was like, absolutely not. Am I gonna spend my weekends in Bristol, Connecticut? No, all the shade to Connecticut. It's a horrible place. I hate it there. But shout out to ESPN for giving me the opportunity because I learned so much. I had fun. I got to go to the Final Four. I got to go to the ACC tournament. So I had a ball. I had a really good time. And I got to be on TV every week. So that was fun too.
Yeah, for sure. I can't, you know how it's normal now, almost for these college kids to have 6 years because of COVID. I'm just trying to figure out when the COVID year would end.
I think this is the last senior class. Thank God, because I need people to stop telling kids, oh, stay in college as long as you can. No, that's not a thing.
I forgot. I think I think it was a kid at Oregon football, and I think he broke the record eighth year.
Why do you want to be in college that long? Like, I remember my senior year, as much as I loved my teammates and Duke and being a college student, I could not wait to go to like graduate and go to my next stage in my life. Obviously, we weren't making money in college, so I'm sure that would have been a different mindset. But the whole stay in college, like that's not a thing. You get 4 years, and that is all you get. And now you don't have to sit out when you transfer, so you definitely only get 4 years. So I'm like, everyone, y'all better max out them 4 years because this choosing to stay and choosing to go, like that's not a thing. So
Yeah, I knew people that like I graduated and then like worked at the school forever, and then I was like, yo, you like just didn't live life for like.
yeah, like at the end of the day, like yes, they're making money, yes, they're doing all these amazing things, but like you're still like at the university, you still have rules, you still have, coaches, administration, class, like that's not fun all the time. So, but shout out to the girls getting the bag because they can stay in college longer, breaking records, doing their thing. It's cool, but adulthood is waiting. Adulthood is waiting.
That's a good point too with the records, because I
Yeah,
feel like
like
then stuff's gonna be inflated.
Kaylin Clark, I'm watching her right now. Like she's about to pass. She probably will pass Plum for the all-time scoring. If she wanted to stay another year just to make that record unbreakable, like she could. And if I was her, like I would definitely consider that. Like none of y'all can be in college for 5 years anymore, so let me go ahead and break this record and make it untouchable. And that would be really hilarious. But um, I don't know if she's gonna do that. But yeah, a lot of these records and stuff are inflated. A lot of these players they're not just in college for 5 years; they're on the court for 5 years. So yeah, it's crazy.
How do you feel about the NBA tournament courts?
I hate them. I hate them. They're so ugly. Actually, whose court was I watching yesterday? Indiana's. I can't remember. Whatever courts don't have like a bright color as the main color are okay. I still don't like them. Like, but the bright blue courts, the bright red courts, those can go. Like, but again, you see a crazy court.
I think it was like a cool on paper, and then they were like, oh,
I mean, it seems like the goal was to get people talking about it, and they succeeded. Yeah.
all right, super early NBA Finals predictions.
Celtics Nuggets.
All right, Celtics. Oh,
Um,
Celtics.
they let me down yesterday. But I knew I picked them to get to the finals because obviously I'm always going to pick the Celtics to win everything. Um, but Indiana, the Pacers fans haven't had anything to be excited for in so long. So, like, that game was crazy. And Indiana's playing really well. Um, but yeah, I mean, even Denver looks kind of, but like a lot of teams, they have injuries and guys sit out, so it's like really hard to even make a prediction right now. But I'm always gonna rock with my Celtics.
Yeah, for sure. And then overall, how was your season?
Overall, it was rough, but the first 3 weeks were great. I mean, actually, let me take that back. They weren't great because I was really, really sick, even when I was playing well and still playing. But I was playing well, so I was kind of like whatever. Um, but for me personally, it was hard not being able to play and being on bed rest and dealing with my sickness and stuff. But I mean, our team in general like went through a lot of weird stuff. Like everyone got sick at the beginning of the year. We had some random injuries and stuff like that. But I mean, we have a really great group. Like our core, I love them. I mean, it's nice to be on a team for longer than a year, which is something I've really experienced before, and being part of a plan moving forward. So, in that aspect, it's been great. When I was trying to get healthy, like I'm still in the process of getting healthy right now. Like I'm not concerned about my future, which is really nice, and that's definitely helping my recovery process. Not having to worry about that. I just got to worry about getting healthy and being ready for the season. But um, I love playing with Jordan. I love playing with NECA. Adding De'Erica was amazing, as Ray. Jazz, she's getting her footing back. Lou's coming back. Steph Talbot's coming back from her knee injury. So, like, we have a lot to look forward to. So I'm really excited. And, we can forget about last season. We go get a good draft pick, which is cool. And, yeah, just keep moving forward.
Yeah, so one of my favorite artists is Russ, and he mentioned your dad in the song, and then I hit you up about it, and you already knew. So I was disappointed because I thought I was going to tell you. But anyways, who would you want to have, any artist that would rap about you?
Drake.
All right, that's too basic. I need somebody else.
No, that's who I want. Jack Harlow.
All right, I'll take it.
And if we want a female artist, Rihanna. But she's never gonna make music again. I don't even know how she would incorporate my name into one of her songs, honestly. But that would be cool. But yeah, Drake. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting, like, for him to notice me. So one day. He will one day.
Wasn't he supposed to pull up to a W game?
I'm like waiting for him to do that. Liz kind of promised us that she's gonna have all the stars pull up. And some did, but not Drake. So I was like, well, but yeah, funny story, actually. I received an email from what turned out to be a fake account on Drake's team's behalf, asking me to be a star in his next music video in New York.
Oh my god! Did you post this?
I posted it on TikTok, yeah. It was like very official, like it was very official. Like to this day, I don't know if it was real or not. Like I didn't do any of the communication. My agent was doing all the communicating, and we got to a point where like, all right, this is probably cap. But we still never got to the bottom of it, so I don't know what happened. But I'm like, I feel like if Drake wanted me to be in his video, he would just like message me on Instagram or something. Like, but I was like, what was it? Like, what was the end game? Like, they didn't ask for no information. Like, they didn't ask for like my social security number.
What do you know from the email address though?
The email was legit. Like, I'm not dumb. Like, I know the first thing to do.
No, I'm not saying like that. I'm saying like the actual email that it was.
It was like OVO sound. Like, it was.
Oh, okay. All right.
They didn't get me because I don't think anything online I always assume is not real until it is.
It could have been, instead of O's, it could have been zeros.
Yeah, but it didn't work out.
You ever seen on Twitter now? Especially, I was going to ask you about this next, but especially with the blue checks now.
Oh yeah, with the fake pages. Yeah.
With the, but also people could spell out like Lexie Brown with like an I, and it looks like your page.
Yeah. People had been bothering me about a fake page. I'm just like, what do y'all want me to do about it? Like, they're just gonna make another one. If you think that I'm DMing you about anything, then that's on you for thinking that I'm just randomly DMing you. But
do you DM people?
No. Those days are over. Even when I was younger, I didn't really DM people. The most I would do was like respond to a story or something, but like a straight up DM, no.
What's the best slide in DM you ever got?
None. I hate them all.
You said you hate them?
They all suck. Like, no creativity, no charisma, nothing. Like, so I don't have an answer because they all are 0 out of 10. Literally. Also, I don't really answer DMs. Nothing good happens from the DMs. So
Have you ever got like a Chat GPT generated DM?
I didn't even know those were a thing.
Well, you wouldn't. I mean, you would know, but you wouldn't know if it's like a long paragraph and like it's well written, like very well written.
Well, shit, maybe, but that's not where my mind went when I saw a long paragraph that AI wrote it. But shit, maybe I have. I don't know. I've heard people like use it when they want to like they like type something and they'll like make this sound meaner or make this sound nicer.
Oh yeah, you could do anything. You could say
Yeah.
like I did like I was just like messing around with it. I was like, okay, like how much does it know? So I was like, yo, write it like a fifth grader. Write it like write it in Chris Rock's voice. Like I did like and it did it.
Wait, that's so funny. Okay, next time I'm in a fight with somebody, I'm gonna take something that I type, or if someone's mad at me, I'm gonna take it and be like, write this like a middle schooler.
Sometimes when I get it though back and I'm just like, all right, this sounds like too good. Like I don't even know what these words mean. I know well I sort of do, but like I don't use those words.
The one time I actually have used ChatGPT was to help me build a workout for myself.
Well, that's dope.
Yeah, so that was cool. It's nice to just have everything in like one place. So I'll be like, what's a good workout for this? What's a good workout for that? So yeah, that was nice. Shout out ChatGPT.
How do you feel about Twitter turning to X?
I still call it Twitter. Always
Yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to call like the tweets, like
X's.
X's.
Yeah, it's always gonna be Twitter to me. Sorry, Elon. Actually, I'm not sorry, Elon. I'm not sorry. You're ruining Twitter, bro. Um, I actually have transitioned, not fully transitioning to Threads. It's safer there. People are nicer
So
on
what?
there. Um,
Fred?
Threads,
Oh, Threads. I was like Fred. I was like, what is this?
no Threads. But I like it's like weird. Like I get on Threads and I'm like, what do I type? Like what do I say on here? Like
Fred's. I meant Fred. No, I'm sorry. Threads feels like it's like secretive.
yeah, and I'm like I can't. Like what am I supposed to say on here? So and then your followers like you already have followers when you go on there because you automatically just follow your followers or I don't know how it works, but I had like almost 30,000 followers when I signed up the other day.
I got it the day it came out. In the first two, like not even 2 nights. It was probably only like 30 hours. It was like felt like old Twitter, and it was lit, and then it just died. And then now I see people going back to it kind of.
Yeah, we'll see because people are mean to me on Twitter. So
I
I'm
think.
just
Well,
kidding. They're not
the
that
thing about Threads, I feel like there can't be that many fake accounts, sort of.
right. And like I think that's why I'm gonna like Threads more at some point because there's no fake pages because it has to be connected to your Instagram, which you can have fake Instagrams, but that's just a lot. Like, and you're already weird for having fake pages in the first place. But multiple fake pages on multiple platforms is a mental illness.
Yeah, I mean, you could. I mean, because you could click their Instagram, so it's like, I mean, if you're, I mean, if you, I guess if you have fake Instagram, then you can make the fake Thread page, but that'd be weird.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's too much. But hey, people, that's what people be on.
All right, you ready? I'm gonna read some of your tweets, and then we're gonna discuss them.
Great.
There's a dilemma in this NIL era that I don't think people really
Oh
are ready to discuss. I'm gonna wait till after the holidays. Could we do it before the holidays?
no. And some of the issues showed they face in the last few weeks. So it was actually crazy that I tweeted that and then all that drama happened with the LSU. And
Why
I was
can't you
just
say it
like,
after till after the holidays though? What's the difference between the holidays and the?
because they have, well, I guess this would be now. Yeah, okay. So during the holidays is when like the better teams match up early. So some of like the feathers get ruffled because some teams that are good thought that they were good actually aren't that good. because they actually play a good team over the holidays instead of their trash non-conference. But yeah, my issue actually, and since all that stuff has happened, there's actually more to that now. But the issue I was talking about was just coaches just losing control of their players and then them taking it out on them to prove a point. But I'm just
Lexie, that was underwhelming.
I mean, it was, you know why it was underwhelming? Because it happened before our eyes. So like there was really nothing else. There really wasn't. I was never even gonna like go revisit that because we literally saw it play out in front of our eyes in a very dramatic fashion. So yes, it was very underwhelming when I said it because we saw it probably in the biggest, most messiest way that it could have played out. This early, and again, I thought it wasn't gonna. I didn't think it was gonna happen this early in the season, but it did. But yeah, the adults. The adults are the problem. That's all I'm gonna say about that. The adults are the problem. And
Yeah, overall, I mean, I feel like the NIL thing, like this was all this stuff is bound to happen. I think it's gonna get not. I don't want to say worse, but like just more problems.
oh
Not
yeah,
to say more problems, more money, more problems.
more money, more problems. And these are children we're talking about still. Like I know people like, oh, they're 20, they're 21. Like I would still consider those like okay, young adults, kids. But
Yeah, like imagine we all know what like Johnny Manziel did with money because it's open now that he
right.
had money in college from that. Like now it's
Like, look at
everybody.
him now. Like, it just didn't. Like, yeah, it's great to have money in college, but like, it did nothing for his character. It did nothing for him. Like, did you watch his documentary? You watched
Yeah,
it?
it wasn't like um I already knew like most of the stuff. I feel like
And I thought that he was gonna use that documentary to like put paint himself in a better light. I left that documentary thinking like, oh yeah, and then like he kind of just didn't really show any remorse for his behavior, which I guess it's again he was a kid, so like what's
even the Florida Gators one. I don't know if you watched that one, but they didn't like go into detail with like that team was crazy.
yeah, that was a team with what's his name, right? Yeah.
But they also had like Cam Newton as the backup, and like that's and like he didn't really get they didn't really talk about him either. And
Yeah, like just like I'm just thinking of like all the stories and stuff I've heard about college, like even before you threw all this legal money into it. Like it's just gonna be a mess. I'm just glad I'm not.
did you watch the one on the Danbury Trashers hockey team?
No,
You gotta watch that one.
it's good. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I don't care about hockey, but because you recommend
You
it,
don't need to.
I
It's
will.
dope. It's like he was a 19-year-old that like owned the team basically, or was running the team.
Oh, that's fire. Okay, yeah, I'll watch it. I'll be doing nothing anyway.
All right, so the next one is I guess I use close friends wrong because it's all I do. All I do on there is make jokes and complain. How do people use close friends?
um, they use close friends to be, um, like, like they just be doing like sneaky things, like just anything that like if they have like a very like curated aesthetic or reputation on their Instagram and they like want to do something like a little off the cuff, like they'll put it in the close friends, which is cool. Like for me, for example, I don't really ever put myself like consuming alcohol on my stories or my page. Like I'll like post like the actual drink, maybe like a glass of wine because I'm almost 30 now and I can do that. But like me like taking a shot or like drinking with my friends, like that's just something like I just don't put on socials. But I like put it with my close friends because like I like really I don't have that many people in my close friends, but um Now the Finsta is a completely different story because people be acting the fool on the Finstas, and I don't have a Finsta, but I have friends that have Finstas, and I be looking at other people's Finstas when I'm with those friends, and oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think that's too much. That's like a screenshot away from getting in trouble.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, it's still on the internet. You guys have way too much trust in people. Like, way too much trust because
And depending on what email or number you sign up with, that like people might already have it. So
yeah, so I'm just like, yeah, I like, and I don't really curse that much either on my socials. So like, if something says like a crazy curse word, maybe I'll put in the close friends, or if I'm like mad or like annoyed with something that only like my close friends would understand, like a meme or something, I'll put it in there. But yeah, people be wilding in the close friends, so not mine. So anybody who's always wondering what's Lexi put in her close friends, nothing. Memes and my dog.
well, I mean, the way I use it is I literally have my actual close friends on there, and then instead of like texting them, whatever I want to say to them, then I put it up. That's what I do.
Okay, that's smart. And then sometimes if I want to post like in real time, like what I'm doing, I'll put it in the close friends because it is not safe to post where you're at in real time. I mean, it never was safe, but it definitely isn't now. So,
Or sometimes I get like in my own head, and I'm like, I'm not posting my actual location where I'm actually at right now, and I'll post it later.
yeah, like you can't. Like people are
Even though I'm not anybody, but I'm just saying it's like
you
sometimes
you
I
might
just
have a stalker in your on your page. You have no idea. They're waiting for you to drop the low. They're just waiting. So keep not posting a location. Keep not doing that.
for sure. This one I mean, obviously all of them I want to ask you, but I was interested though when you went to, I don't know exactly what it was called, but the thing with Fanatics, and
Oh,
you
that
said
was
you
so
learned so
dope.
much. So what did you learn? Tell me what Michael
Um,
Rubin taught you.
Michael Rubin, the biggest thing he taught me was to be like a psycho, like when it comes to chasing your dream and something that you believe in. Like that's the biggest thing I got from Michael Rubin is like he like eats, sleeps, drinks, breathes Fanatics. Um, and he like just loves it so much and he just that's like everything to him and like he doesn't care that people think he's like a workaholic or he works too hard and he doesn't take vacations and blah 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 blah. Like that's just like he locked in on what he wants to accomplish. So I thought that was dope. But um, overall, like one of the best things I learned was like how many people in power are people of color. Um, so we got to meet a lot. We got to meet like CEOs, presidents, vice presidents. You know, we got to go to Mitchell and Ness. Um, we talked with um, Omar. His name was Omar. He used to work with Clutch. Now he works for Michael at Fanatics. So he was just telling us about his experiences with that. So just getting knowledge and just seeing how important being like a well-rounded individual is. And it was nice to hear from people in those positions that like they're very interested in like hiring athletes, supporting athletes, former athletes, current athletes, um, because they think very highly of us. You know, sometimes you get put in that box of, oh, y'all are just like athletes, y'all don't know anything, y'all aren't intelligent, y'all aren't worldly, y'all don't know anything. So it was really nice hearing from people of their caliber, you know, complimenting us on, you know, how we carry ourselves and the skills that we have that a lot of people don't have to be taught. And we just have them naturally from being athletes. So it was like a really cool experience.
Yeah, like he literally does everything. I saw today that he had like a kid announces where he's going to college at their headquarters.
Yeah, like he's trying to like take over the entire sports space. And so they just started their betting stuff. So it's like he's trying to take over the world. Like that is a very determined man.
Yeah, and he took over the trading cards too, like
Yeah.
sports cards.
So he's not stopping anytime soon. So it was really cool being able to sit down with him. at dinner and just listen to him and pick his brain and stuff like that. And his house in LA was, oh my gosh, I thought I was at a resort. It was crazy. And he's like, I'm only here like a month or two out of the year. People were like, oh, it was a beautiful house, beautiful home, beautiful
That's crazy. The next one you said, sometimes I miss overseas, and I remember when a male coach almost punched one of my teammates in practice.
home. That's a real experience. That's what made me like be done. Like that's what made me realize that this life was no longer for me. But yeah, we were in practice.
How did he get that mad?
Honestly, I don't know how he got that mad, but we were in practice and we were literally we were practicing and we had to drive to our road game next for the next day. Um, we're playing a really good team the next day. So we're in practice. You know, sometimes the coach, like, they just kind of like, well, I know this because I watched some of my old coaches do it, and then I was this player where you just have a player that a coach just kind of just nags at for no reason. So she wasn't really doing anything wrong either. He was just kind of like he was being an asshole, like he was. So I forgot what happened, but like all of a sudden she like got in his face and he like raised his fist at her. And we were like, oh my God, like what are you doing? Like you gotta like separate them, like physically separate them. And I was like, what is going on? So then she left practice. We ended practice and then he like begged her to come back and she got to travel with us to the game and played in the game and we lost by like a lot and I didn't have a good game because the team was really good and I was just kind of just like you almost punched my teammate yesterday and we just go play like we just not even gonna address this and we didn't for like a week or two. I like had to tell my agent to talk to like the management of the team to have the coach apologize to us because why would you do that? He said he felt threatened. He feared for his life. I was like, all right, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. And then that's when I told my agent, when Christmas time comes, I'm going home and I'm not coming back. So you tell the team that that's what's happening and they can figure it out. But whether they say okay or not, I'm not coming back. And that's exactly what happened. And then I got to go play in AU instead. Yay.
Are you playing in that this year?
Yes, I am.
When does it start again?
February. Announcement coming soon, peeps. If you're listening, we got some new names in the mix that y'all should be very excited about.
It's 4 teams?
It's 44 players, and then yeah, 4 teams, and they change every week.
Yeah. Okay, next one. People will publicly support you, but their friends. But people will publicly support everyone, but their own friends. Odd.
That's so funny how I remember everything I tweet. That's funny because people are like, "You literally talk how you tweet." Yes, it's my Twitter. Like some people really are a completely different person online, and I'm not that. So yes, everything I say, I mean, and I remember. But yeah,
I like that one because it's true.
it is true. It's weird, and I'm not gonna call nobody out because I actually have had conversations with people close to me about this. Um, that I think is weird how they move. And I actually was talking to one of my other friends about this today because um, she's on social media, but she's like not really on social media. So like that didn't apply to her because she don't support nothing because she don't post. Now, if you're a person that is constantly posting things and saying how much you like this or hate this or supporting a famous person that doesn't even know you exist, but you can't support me, who you know, and I support you when you do things. Like, I think that's weird, and that is hater behavior.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So
Yeah, it's kind of weird because most of my close friends don't use social media, and I.
yeah, so it's just giving hater, and it is what it is. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping,
Well,
right?
one summer I just bought like t-shirts from like only like small brands purposely, and
Yeah,
then
that's
shouted
fire.
each one out. And now I just like wear a black t-shirt every day.
Showing love is free, and that's the thing about it. It costs you nothing to show love. So if you don't do it, then I think you a hater. And that's just me because I show love all the time. And I don't do it to get it back, obviously. I only show love to things like I genuinely love. Like I don't like when people like fake hype something. Like, you know, that does not look good. You know that's ugly. You know that it sounds horrible, but you gonna hype it up. But the thing that actually looks good and sounds good and whatever, you're not gonna hype that up. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna call out like half the NBA players and their tunnel walk because I don't know what they're thinking sometimes.
Yeah, because some of them come in looking a mess, but passion.
I literally stare at it and I say to myself, like, do they really think this looks good?
But again, like, if you have nothing nice to say, like, don't say anything. But y'all just go sit
Well, I'm
there.
not gonna say it,
No,
but
but
I'm
I'm like,
saying.
but then people sit there and lie.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie about it.
Yeah, like, just say nothing. But then you think something is cool, and you're like, that looks great. I'm not gonna like it because it looks too good. Like, what? How does that sound? That sounds so stupid.
Maybe I should just put my thoughts in comments and see how that goes.
Hey, people, get you a burner. That's how people do it.
All right, this next one's gonna be funny. So it says, "Don't piss me off" is a top 5 phrase. So what's the other 4?
Oh, the other 4 top 5 phrases. Oh, okay. These are my personal. So these are things that I actually say on the daily. Okay. These are not in order. Okay. These are just a 5. Okay. So don't piss me off is up there. Oh, brother is up there. Um, be fucking for real is up there. Um, girl, fuck you is up there. I don't know if you can post this with all this cursing, but what's the last one that I say a lot? Um, Dang, I don't know what the 5th one is. I say, "Oh brother" all the time. Oh brother, this guy stinks. Yeah,
I don't know why that makes. I don't. I feel like that's like old.
it is, but I say it all the time, and everybody thinks it's so funny. I think it's funny because you could say it's literally anything. Let's see, don't piss me off. Oh brother,
I say, "Oh my god," like every sentence.
Hey, what else do I say? I don't know. Dang, I only got 4. But if I don't say it, my facial expression will do it for me. So good for that. But yeah, don't piss me off. It cracks me.
All right, so I saw a dope thing that happened when you said like you manifested a Skims partnership, and
I know, and then it happened. I had no idea. I really didn't. That was amazing. And some people were like not happy with it, but I'm like, y'all don't be happy for anything. Like, that's so cool. Like,
well, yeah, because they did when the rollout was they didn't include the WNBA at first.
yeah, but like, what's new?
Well, the media. I mean, it was the media.
Yeah, but like, what's new? Like, they do. Like, at the end of the day, the way I look at media now that I'm like kind of in it is like they do everything is for outrage and for what is it? Outrage and engagement. So it's like today I saw a tweet of a Kevin Durant post game interview, and they had a video, and the video had the entire quote in it, but it was like a minute. It was long, but in the text, it had like his first sentence dot dot dot, and then his last sentence, which was it was like uh basically saying like it was if you just read the text and didn't watch the video, They made it seem like Kevin Durant was saying that the in-season tournament was rigged for the Lakers to win. And I'm like, that's weird. Like, why would you leave out 90% of the quote to piss people off? Because you could tell in the comments and in the quotes that nobody watches the video. But like, that's what media is now, and it's so annoying. So like, when they leave us out or use us for clicks, I'm just like, whatever. Like,
The worst one most recently was when all those football players went to the White House, and then like it just said, but it like the way it read, it was just like college sports.
oh yeah. Because I was like, why are there no women in this? But it was about college football.
Like nobody would have complained if they just said football.
Right. Like again, outrage. Like because
That was
I
good
even
on
had to
them. They're
look
smarter
into
than
it.
us.
Yeah, because I like looked into it and then I was like, oh guys, this is just for college football. But like, why they purposely left that out for that exact reason? Like, it's just so annoying.
So I woke up that day and I was hyped because like this kid I went to college with was on there, and I was like, is that the same Jordan I know? And then I was like, it is. And I was like, what is this dude doing right now? I was like, why is he at the White House? So that was crazy. That's why I was just like, I'm not even going the other way. I was like, my boy's there for some reason, and it was dope.
Yeah, I mean, like if you put it in the correct, like you put it in the correct context, like people would still be excited about it, but you'd rather people be pissed, and that's so odd. But like that's what media is.
Speaking of college football, last year you said you wanted to go to a college football game. Did you ever go? I know you went to the Rams game recently.
Yeah, I went to a Rams game. I actually was supposed to go to the Washington USC game here with one of my mom's best friends because her son plays for Washington, but she ended up getting sick, so I didn't get to go. But that would have been my college football game. Maybe next year.
That would have been a good one.
Yeah, I know, but I'll try again next year. I wasn't expecting to be in LA.
Are you gonna go to a USC basketball game?
Yes, I'm planning on going when they play UCLA, January something. So I wanted to go when they played someone good, and probably by that time they will both be in the top 5, probably. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, they're both. I mean, well, obviously both the teams have hype around them, so it'll be interesting once Bronny James makes his debut as well.
Oh yeah. I was talking about girls. I don't care about men's college basketball.
I was talking about both, so.
Oh yeah, I don't care. I don't care about watching that basketball. Love and support the boys, but
All right. Well, I think. All right. So on the women's side, I think it's good, but I don't know what people are looking at. That like I think all these teams are getting better, and now there's quote unquote these upsets at the beginning of the season rather than like the tournament.
yeah.
But wouldn't you say that's good? Because that means like everything's growing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good because not everybody's going to the same 2 or 3 schools anymore, which I think is cool. But now it's like all turning into like a money thing. Like what school has the most money? Um, for some players, I don't think that's not a realistic way to think for like the vast majority of players going to play college basketball. Um, but I will say that like yes, while there is parity, like it was still cool like a few years ago when you'd have like 2 or 3 pros per team. Like now it might you might have 1 pro on a team now, which is cool. But like some of the games are very hard to watch, I will say. But yeah, it is nice to see UConn not beating the shit out of everybody all the time. Like that's great. But now it's just South Carolina beating the shit out of everybody all the time. So is it really parity? Maybe. But like at the end of the day, it's still like Iowa's been good since Iowa's always been solid. Like Iowa's always been solid. South Carolina has been solid, since Dawn got there, after her few years of getting it together. Like, yes, there's parity, but like the top teams are still the top teams. but it is cool seeing more schools getting shown love, because I know when I was in school, like it was a lot of UConn, a lot of Notre Dame, and not much of anybody else. So it as far as the coverage, I love it because there are a lot of talented players all over the place now instead of in the like top 5 teams.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think a report came out the other day. It was like women's sports in general, media coverage wise. It was, I forgot what the first number was, but I'll just say it was 5%, and now it's like 15%.
Yeah, and I love that. And you put it on TV, you promote it, like people are gonna watch. Like people can't watch what they don't know is going on, or they can't watch what they can't see.
Yeah,
So,
if I learned anything in life, it's like everything's all about money. So it's like if you have any money behind anything, like I can make anything popular if I
you
have
have
money.
money. Yep. And if if popularity is fleeting, so it could be popular, like it could still be a short term popularity
Like
thing.
look at pickleball.
Right. See, I don't know anything about pickleball, but it like exploded. But
Neither do I, but I just see everyone investing into it.
yeah, like women's soccer, you look at that too. Like it's all been really fun to see. It's all
Yeah, even it's been like all the times I interviewed you, I actually learned some things from you, like Mercury retrograde, and then ASMR. I didn't know at the time when I think because that was like 3 years.
ASMR. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know what it was when you said it.
ASMR people listen.
Yes.
It's my else.
Now it's on TikTok every live. Like half the people are just doing that.
Mm-hmm. It's sick.
All right, two last things. These are like literally brand new. We're gonna go with this random one first. So I don't know. I don't think it's official. I don't think it's gonna happen either. But you know what power slap is?
Power what?
Slap.
Like the game when they be standing there and
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like Shaq and Charles Barkley said they would do that versus each other. Who do you think would win?
Shaq. Sure. Like what? He might knock Charles Barkley out.
Or is it whoever goes first?
Why would they do that?
They're not going to actually do it. It's just,
There's no way. But Shaq would win. No, Shaq would win for sure. I don't even think they would even be allowed to do that because I feel like you have to be like the same height at least,
well, no, it'd be the same weight.
or the same weight and the same height, same size. We'll say. There's
But
no.
what if Charles went first though?
I just don't think he got it in him. Shaq will. I would not mind if that happened because I just would like to see how they do it. But like I would not want either one of them to get knocked out. But there's a very high chance that one of them will. So I doubt that will happen.
All right, Lexie. Well, I appreciate you coming on again. Maybe 2024 we'll do it in person at Mohegan.
Yeah, that would be fire.